Hello again, my name is Jeff and thank you for joining me on my latest restoration from die-cast powder coating. Today was a little bit of a challenge to myself. This is a Husky Toys walkthrough van. I bought it because it looks fairly toyish compared to the Matchbox ones. It's the same size roughly, and so I thought I was going to try and make this into more of a model than a toy, so see how I get on. As you can see, it's very chipped. It's got little sliding doors, little man in there. The glass is a bit scratched but not cracked. But as I say, here we go. First of all, this is the wife's idea. The little Matchbox case I had in the bedroom has now been brought down, and I think it's just to get it out of the bedroom really. She doesn't like it in there, so got a slightly different display at the back. But here we go. Just looking at the first look of the model. So it's got sliding doors, little man in there. The glass is not too bad, just will need a polish, and lots of chipping around the headlight area. And you see it's Husky Toys, and it's a walkthrough van, and just the one little rivet there at the front to drill out. So we're just going to use the hole punch just to make a little bit of a hole into the very small rivet dimple, and I think just using this one drill, it's a 2.5mm drill, should just be enough to get the whole of the rivet out. Now I do remember these vans as a child. There was one grocery van that used to come around probably in the early 70s, which was one of these, and the Royal Mail used to have them as well. So this is what I'm going to try and do, is a Royal Mail walkthrough van. So there we go. We've taken the base off. That was very easily taken off. Taken the side doors out, the sliding doors. And with a little bit of fiddling around, we get the glass out. So I'm now just using the deburring tool. This is a little bit like the Matchbox toys, just taking the burr off slightly just to be able to pull the wheels off. I've already done one of them. And then with that done, there's all the parts together. Okay, so I still haven't cleaned this glass yet on the media blasting booth, so please bear with me on this one. I will be doing it shortly. As you can see, the paint comes off very nicely. This is supposed to be a lime green. Well, I did have a lime green, but I just felt if I'd done this lime green, it would have still looked like a toy. So my challenge today is to make this into a model. So I'm just going to give the sliding doors, they've been washed, I'm just going to give them a quick coat of some gloss red, just to try and take away the plastic look of them. And now I'm just going to do the base in a satin black as well. Right, so after media blasting, just go over with the spinning wire brush with the fake Dremel. And try and polish it as best as possible. And then into the oven just to bake out any impurities in the metalwork. That's for the usual 10 minutes, about 180 degrees. So whilst that's cooking, I'm going to use the lamp doctor just to give the glass a little bit of a polish. So it wasn't too bad, fine cracks in it, but no major cracks. Once this is done, I'll just give that a quick wash with some soapy water just to get the remains of the polish off. And now just quickly going over the casting, since it's back from the oven, just going over with some acetone. Okay, so this is the ElectrostaticMagic Mid Gloss Red. I like to have gone just slightly darker, but it wouldn't quite have matched the doors. The doors would have looked a bit silly. So this is the closest I can get to the doors, to be honest. So it doesn't look too bad. And as usual, just doing the very fine dusting onto the model. And this is my usual time just to thank all my subscribers, both old and new. Thank you very much for your comments. It is very much appreciated. And into the oven now for the 10 minutes, 180 degrees. And here she is back from the oven. And I've just put a little bit of black into the grills and then wiped it off. So I'm not sure if it was actually the radiator behind or just dirt, but they used to have a little bit of black behind the radiator grills. And I'm now just going to do a little bit of fine detailing on the little man. I'm using a dark blue paint. It was the post office sort of colour, but just to give it a little bit more detail than just a metal man. And just a little bit of light pink now for his face. And you can also see in the video there that I've also painted the wheels with red hubs and recoated the tyres black. There's the sliding doors already and the painted wheels. And a little bit of detailing with the lights. Chrome the rear lights. Still need to put on the translucent paint. So now just doing the axles in the drill with some emery cloth just to polish up the axles. Okay, the wheels now being put back on, and I've re-burred the ends of the axles just to hold the wheels on. There's a little tab at the back which needs to go in first, and there wasn't hardly any room to drill a rivet post, so I've just going to glue it in first and then just put a top of a false fake rivet just to make it look a bit more genuine. It was a bit awkward getting the base on because I had to try and get the sliding doors into the runners. So now just a little dab of glue which will actually hold the base on. and then just the top of a rivet, which will just go on top of that. Okay, as I already mentioned, I've chromed the indicator lights and the tail lights. I'm now just going over with some translucent orange. These are the side indicators. And then a little bit on the already chromed tail lights, and then after this I'll go over a little bit of red. This model did take a few days to do. It took me 2 days to get the bumper, black bumper, dry, and I'd already ordered these decals. Unfortunately I clicked the wrong button, so they were much too big, and they said GR, George Regina, instead of Elizabeth R. So I had to wait another 2 days and finally got some decals that will pretty much fit. They are for a Matchbox vehicle, but not this one obviously, but they do seem to fit okay. And excuse my fingers being in the way, you will see afterwards. So just wetted it first, and now just trying to smooth out the transfer and get the water out from behind. And with that done, she's finished. There we go, there's the sliding door, there's a sliding door on the other side. Okay, let's have a look at what she used to look like. As I say, very toyish looking, not much detail, with the sliding doors, which I sprayed red just to give them a little bit more life rather than plastic. The glass was a little bit scratched, but not too bad. And the whole purpose of this was to make it into a model as best as possible rather than one that looks like a toy. So here she is now. I hope you do think it looks a little bit more of a model than a toy. As you can see, the headlights are all chrome now, black bumpers, red wheels, black tyres have been done, the axles have been polished. You can't see it too well, but the lights have been translucent painted with orange and red. Well, I hope you did enjoy this episode. I hope you do agree it does look a bit more like a model. Thank you very much for watching today. Thank you.